Jayden, we'll be getting into your new movie, The Matriarch, in a second. But before that, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passions. I want to know where your passion for filmmaking kind of came from. Was a certain movie, a TV show inspired? Something that was natural for you as a child?
Very, very natural for me as a child, I think. I remember some of my earliest, career aspirations when I was very young, I wanted to be a cop, and I think that's because I was just watching a lot of cop shows on TV. And then from there, I wanted to be an author, and then I realized that was just because I wanted my books to get transferred into movies. So I've always kind of had aspirations. Everything kind of leads back to the movies. And then, yeah, I guess sort of when I was in my early teenage years, I started to fall into horror, and that's kind of all she wrote from there. That's kind of the genre I fell in love with, and it really honed my passion for filmmaking, I think.
That's amazing. Well, it definitely shows in your movie. You're also the writer besides the director. Can you tell us the backstory of it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So the Matriarch started as a proof of concept that we shot for the Monster Pictures Pitch Initiative. That was a competition by Australian distributors, Monster Pictures. They were basically trying to provide a leg up to up and coming filmmakers. So they had a competition that called for entries that had to be around the theme mother. They gave you that buzzword that you had to hit. We didn't want to just be like another boring competition entry. We didn't want to just submit a log line. We decided if we were going to enter, we were going to do it properly. So we made a full blown sort of spec trailer and we submitted that. And we got into the top 20 finals. So we kind of knew that it kind of had legs from there.
That's amazing. It was really good. There was a lot of great jump scares and suspense. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time watching it. So congratulations on that. Well, what was it like
Great.
filming it, you know?
Lots of fun, lots of fun. I really tried to surround myself with people that I had sort of come up with over the past few years, making short films together. So my director of photography, my sound guy, right down to my composer who lives in LA. He done the whole thing remotely. So really just surrounding myself with a really, really good team. And even my actors, I've had Kate Logan, who plays Annette. She was in my short film Kinks.
Oh,
Andy Sparnan was the baddie in my short film Trespassers. So it was almost like a mini family reunion. It was really cool just kind of pull everybody together and, yeah, play on their strengths and have a bit of fun.
yeah, the cast was amazing. Oh my goodness. So, what was it like finding everyone besides what was out, not in your inner circle already, I guess?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was the thing. I think the biggest one was newcomer Juliet, who plays Missy in the film. I don't know too many sort of 13, 14-year-old girls, so that was a tricky one to find. We put out an open casting call for her. I think we had about 100 girls apply for the listing. From there, we got about 10 self tests back, and then from there, we done four chemistry reads with Logan. And the four that we had, like the final four, were all really, really talented in their own right. But there was just something about Juliet and Logan. They just read together, and you could just see that spark in the room. So
Oh yeah.
she was a bit of an underdog. She hadn't acted before, but she just took to it like a duck to water. She was,
Really? Wow.
yeah,
Juliet was so amazing. So great.
she
She
was
carried the
fantastic.
film too, you know. So it's
She did a lot of responsibility for such a young performer, especially when you haven't performed before. We were teaching her, well, not really teaching her. Like I said, she was very, very good at it. She was a very instinctive young actress, but even just the technical stuff, like not crossing the 180 line. We had to explain what the 180 line is to her, and little things like that. She certainly wasn't a trained actress, but I think that worked in favor. She brings like a certain vulnerability to that character, and
yeah. Yeah,
just
exactly.
a charm to her. I think it doesn't. It feels very organic. So I think we actually lucked out. We've done really, really well.
Another thing I really loved about your film, it was almost like its own character in ways, the sound design. It really adds to the suspense going on. Who worked on that?
Yeah, so the company that worked on it is called Aldergrove Studios, and my post sound guy, I suppose, sound engineer, whatever you want to call him, his
Mhm.
name is Michael Monaco. And I've worked with Michael since very early in my career. We were introduced by a mutual friend when I was doing a web series called Riot Girl, and that was when I was fresh out of film school and didn't know a whole lot. So our sound on that project was completely ruined. And Michael came in and showed me, I dipped my foot into ADR and all these different post sound techniques, and yeah, he's been with us ever since. He's really fantastic, and coupled that with the composer, like I said, he's also a Michael Drew is his name, and he really brought the score to life as well. So pretty much all of my films and projects moving forward, I just give to the Michaels and tell them to sort it out, and they make it happen. So
That's awesome. Oh, and the movie just got released over here in the United States digitally. Can you tell people where they can find it?
yeah, absolutely. So I think in the States it's available on Apple TV, Fandango, Prime Video, Google Play, and there might be a couple of other sort of places like Vimeo and things like that. Here in Australia, it's actually only on Apple TV and Google Play currently, but I think it's becoming more widely available on other platforms as well. So it's really exciting. It's cool to see it
Yeah, I gotta
perform
love this
well
digital
first.
age, where the things can be distributed
Yeah,
wide just like that. And we can talk.
it is.
We're at opposite
Wow,
ends of the world right now, so cool.
yeah, it's crazy. But,
Before I let you go, is there anything in the works you're allowed to talk about?
yeah, so, well, not too much, but I am developing a new project, which is another horror thriller film. The title of it is called Screaming Bloody Murder, and it centers on a band. So it's, yeah, going to be a lot of fun, really, really playing into like a music biopic kind of for the first half, and then it sort of delves into horror from the latter half.
Oh,
So it'll
that
be
sounds
a
so
lot of fun.
awesome. I love music. I love horror, so that's gonna be really cool. So
It is,
awesome.
yeah. The band that done our music for the Matriarch Total Buzzkill, they're going to play a larger part in this, in really creating a full soundscape for the film, which will be really cool. So,
Oh, awesome. Well, let's talk when that movie gets released then So great.
absolutely, looking forward to
All
it.
right. Well, Jaden, keep up the amazing work, all right, friend. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.